As a finance professional in a disrupted business landscape, what does it take to be in demand? What does it take to attract great paying international roles? If you're an ICAN member, it'll just take one exam. That's all it takes to complete the globally recognized CIMA professional qualification and the internationally respected CGMA designation. As a CIMA member and a CGMA designation holder, employers will look at you as a finance professional, constantly acquiring new skills to add value to the business. That's why they'll be willing to pay premium to hire and retain you. If you have 5 years of relevant experience and are an ICAN member, you can directly sit for the final exam of the CIMA Professional Qualification, the Strategic Case Study Exam. Start studying the CIMA Professional Qualification. Prepare to make an impact.
Good evening, our professional colleagues, friends and students of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. It is my pleasure once again to welcome you to another episode of ICAN on AIR, your program, our program, a great platform for learning powered by our noble institute, ICAN. I'm your host for this episode, Tosin Akinwumi. Please inform your colleagues and friends that the show has commenced. And you can be part of this show on ICAN on Air, on ICAN Facebook page, Instagram handle, or ICAN YouTube channel. And today, Thursday, 8th June, year 2023, we shall be considering another topic, why your boss prefers your colleague. Do you hear that? Why your boss prefers your colleague. And I have here with me an eminent professional, an erudite accountant, a vibrant speaker, Dr. Unjum Uma Oyemina, FC, who shall be providing insight on this topic. And let me quickly take you through the brief profile of our guest on the show today. Dr. Unjum Uma Oyemina is the current Accountant General of Abia State. She has served as the Chief Financial Officer at S General Insurance Limited and other leading insurance companies, where she was responsible for establishing and revamping the company's finance, investment, reporting, and control framework to achieve internal, external reporting objectives and drive organization growth. She is a fellow of ICAN with over 20 years experience in strategy, business planning and management, financial control and performance management, financial analysis, investment, treasury, and tax management. Our guest on the show today is a member of the Governing Council of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. Unjum serves as the chairman of the Accounting Technical Committee of the Nigerian Insurance Association, and that is the umbrella association of all Nigerian insurance industry CFO and related accounting functions, where she strongly promotes key industry financial reporting initiatives. Unjum holds a bachelor's degree in actuarial science from the University of Lagos, receiving the Best Graduating Student Award in her class. She has an MBA from Lagos Business School, Pan Atlantic University, and she's a member of the Beta Gamma Sigma BGS. Unjum is an unstoppable visionary, a trailblazer, a natural leader, an excellent collaborator, a good motivator, well organized, immensely passionate professional with a proven track record of achievement. Dear professional colleagues and viewers at large, and that is the brief profile of our guest on the show today. But before I bring her in, we need to go and run some commercials quickly. And like we usually mention, this program, ICAN on Air, affords professionals, business owners, the opportunity to showcase their wares at affordable rates. The reach of this program is global, and I can assure you, you won't regret your patronage. So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with my guest after this time out. Stay tuned. viewers at home, professional colleagues, I have my guest in here today, Dr. Mrs. Njumuma Oyeminam FCA. It's a pleasure having you on the show today, madam.
Thank you very much, Tosin.
You're
Hello.
welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. We are delighted to have you. And foremost, I want to say congratulations on your recent appointment as the Accountant General of Abia State. Congratulations. ICAN is proud of you, and Swan in particular is proud of you. Congratulations, madam.
Thank you. So I'll say up ICAN and up Sun. Thank you.
Of course, I expect that from you. Hope ICAN, hope Swan. Okay, madam, you're welcome once again. Viewers at home, we have here today Dr. Mrs. Njum Uma Oyeminam FCA, and she will be dissecting the topic, why your boss prefers your colleague. Why your boss prefers your colleague. So send in your questions, start sending in your questions so that she will, of course, and I'm so sure she will be attending to those questions as they are coming in. So, madam, let's start this way. The growth, survival, and profitability of the organization is strongly related to quality of its personnel. I'm sure you agree with me on that. As someone who has occupied several strategic positions in the corporate world, and of course, you have just been appointed as the Accountant General of Abia State by the Executive Governor, Chief Alex Oti. Having you today as our guest in-house, how is it feeling like having worked in the banking and insurance industry for more than 2 decades, and now that you have found yourself in the public sector, how is it feeling like? And now that you have been appointed, what do you think? How do you see the public service as a whole?
Okay. First and foremost, it's a lot of honor and I'm humbled to have been entrusted with such a very significant role. And I am eager, like you, like I've always been inspired by so many mentors and even the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria and its very distinguished members to take on this responsibility and challenge that has come with the high call. I am actually very overwhelmed with the honor that I have received, and I'm really very grateful because it's really humbling and inspiring to be considered by His Excellency, Dr. Alex Oti, the Executive Governor of Abia State, that has entrusted me with such a major duty. It is actually a testimonial of the subject that we are discussing today, why your boss prefers your colleague. It is a testimonial of professional expertise, of devotion, contributions to the profession, and the finance and accounting course that we have all engaged ourselves in. It is a career that is indeed very fulfilling, a career that has given me an opportunity to really impact in the private sector, particularly in the financial institutions, industry sector. I acknowledge that my appointment actually has, so many people have called and said, oh, this appointment like tells us that working hard, diligence, passion for the job, and showing a lot of developing skills and improving every day is actually the way to go. So I'm really excited to join another sector. I've been in the private sector for decades, like 2 decades now. And it's exciting to find a new challenge, a challenge that the people believe in you and believe that you're bringing something really interesting, something that they don't know. Really, in my first few days in the public sector has actually also shown a very rewarding time there, and that there's a lot that I'll be bringing in from the private sector to that place. So
Hello, madam. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. That's very good, and that's a good one. I think, like you rightly mentioned, you have been able to mention in the course of you responding to this question that His Excellency Chief Alex Oti actually found you worthy and prefers you because of some certain things, trust majorly in you, which is a focal point, dedication to service, hard work over the years, and other great virtues we could actually bring out from that. Okay, so as a member of the governing council of our noble institute, ICAN, and now one of our ICAN's ambassadors in the public service, in what way do you think as ICAN prepared you for this prestigious public service responsibility? And what exactly are you bringing to support your principal, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Abia State, and the good people of Abia State as a whole?
ICAN definitely has prepared me. And it's the preparations that I have received from ICAN that has made His Excellency find me worthy for this role. ICAN particularly has given me the foundation in accounting and finance that no other institute, no other professional body in Nigeria would give me. ICAN has refined my technical skills and kept me to date on the new advances in the field through rigorous learning, certifications, trainings, workshops, conferences. ICAN has given me a bouquet of professional colleagues that I'm able to meet all the time, brainstorm, engage them, participate with them in various things that keep sharpening up our skills. So for me, ICAN has really done a lot. And I am ICAN. I am what ICAN has made me to be. ICAN mandatory continuous programs for development has really impacted on me. The technical sections that we're exposed to has done a lot. Today we can see ICAN doing providing us ICAN on the air, and then we see a lot of mentors and a lot of coaches who come here and take us through things that can advance us. ICAN keeps developing its people and keeps giving us a stable environment to be impactful to the society at large. In addition, ICAN emphasizes professional ethics and integrity. This professionalism, integrity, accountability, and responsibility has made me stand out amongst my colleagues from other industries. So I have worked in the space of insurance for a very long while, and I have people from other professional bodies and industry. However, it is always obvious that those of us with ICAN always stand out. And that is why in the selection of who should be the next Accountant General for the Abia State government, the Excellency found me preferable amongst many who are already there because of the values, the ethics, the technical skills, the exposures that it's certain that the people of ICAN would bring to bear. So, notwithstanding the fact that I'm a native of the place. So that's all this has made me a preferred person amongst all. Thank you.
Wow. That's a good one. That's a good one. The lists of what ICAN has been able to do in terms of preparing you, I think it's a long one for those who must have gotten those points you raised in terms of professional ethics, in terms of integrity, in terms of the development the MCPD courses and all of that. I think, and I actually also stuck on one word which you mentioned, that I am ICAN. That's a good one from you. And we together will continue to roll in the questions here. Thank you very much, madam. So let's quickly go a bit deeper into the topic for today. Okay, so as you settle down for your public service responsibilities in Abia State, let's now tap from your experience in the corporate world. Of course, you've been there for over 2 decades. So I put it to you, madam, what exactly is a corporate organization and what are the features of a successful corporate organization?
Okay, a corporate organization, it's a legal entity that stands out on its own. It is formed by a group of individuals or stakeholders who have agreed to conduct businesses, a business or a group of business activities in a particular manner. A corporate organization is that distinct entity that is separate from the individual owners. So the owners come together and they say we want to create one legal entity that envelopes all of us. So, and this in a corporate entity, you actually find people offering limited liability protection to its shareholders. A corporate organization could actually be for profit or could be a non-profit entity, and it can operate in various industries and various spreads of life. For a corporate organization to actually be very successful, to be and sustain performance in all that they do, you'll hear corporate organizations talk about strategic goals and intent. So every corporate organization should be able to define what their goals, their strategic goals and intent are. We've heard a number of organizations talk about what's their vision, what's their mission, and what are their core values. These are typically what you call strategic goals and intent. If people do not know what their mission is, what their visions are, and what their core values are, they'll just find themselves doing everything and going nowhere. So to be successful, corporate organizations will define these strategic goals and focus on that. In corporate organizations, for success in corporate organization, there has to be effective leadership. Not just leadership because these are the owners of the business or because they have instilled management, but this management has to be very effective. They have to be on ground. They have to do things right. They have to be providing direction to those who are there. For a corporate organization to be successful, there has to be sound corporate governance. And we can see today, in the last 10 years, we didn't have well-defined code of corporate governance, but we can see regulators every day defining for organizations who don't have their own corporate governance. The regulators are enforcing corporate governance on all organizations. Why? Because the regulators can afford to look at the society, produce failing corporate organizations all the time. So regulators, the government is interested in making sure that businesses that begin strive properly. And so we have code of corporate governance at various levels that are there instilled to ensure that organizations are successful. Customer focus.
Exactly.
Every organization is meant to be solving problems. And to succeed, they are solving problems for their customers. So successful organizations, you'll find out that over time, they have sustained their interest in customer satisfaction. Competitive advantage is another thing that has made, that makes of a successful organization, because there are various people in various entities in the same industry, but when they project their competitive advantage, what is their niche, what makes them better than the other people, then they will definitely strive better, they will definitely succeed. And then people assets, talents, and engaging the talents. You can't do without people. Organizations don't exist without people. Appreciating the people, motivating them, inspire them to stay, engaging them, training them. makes the organization successful. For me, I have been part of successful organizations over time. My employees have reckoned with me. They have recognized my contributions to the organization. They have given me a prevailing environment to do well, and I guess that is also what has made me preferred, and has also distinguished many people who have also found themselves in various places of leadership position, because the organizations have provided them that environment to excel, that environment that has shaped their understanding. Continuous
Exactly.
improvement. A corporate
Exactly.
organization will always, they will always keep reviewing their strategic intents, and then check whether they are actually they're still relevant with the moment. So any serious organization will keep checking this thing on a periodic basis. They will have medium term goals, long term goals, and keep improving on them, reviewing, getting feedbacks, and just building themselves up better. So just to save time, I think
Okay.
these are things that make for a successful organization. There are many more, but let's not say too, so that we can
Beautiful, beautiful. If you are going to
keep those
mention the
things that
other
we are
many
just.
more, a book will be written on that. I think that's a good one. I'd say actually a long
Yes.
list regarding successful organizational points. What could make organizations to be successful, and that's a great one. For those who are just joining us on ICAN on Air today, our guest today is Dr. Mrs. Njumuma Onyemenam FCA, the Accountant General of Abia State, and also a governing council member of our Noble Institute, ICAN. So send in your questions. And the topic we are looking at today is why your boss prefers your colleague. Why not you? Why would your boss prefer your colleague? So send in your questions. My guest is on ground to actually do justice to the topic. So moving on the course of the questions, my counselor, ma'am, I'm sure, of course, the issue of boss and subordinate relationship, that concept of the boss subordinate relationship. So, how true or false is this claim that a poor boss subordinate relationship has contributed to the collapse of many organizations? How true or false is that claim, madam?
Yeah, of many factors why organizations have failed, that also is one of those factors. If there is a sustainable or continuous breakdown in relationship between the boss and the subordinates, that organization is definitely going to go into ruins. Every organization that has succeeded has excellent communication channels. So one of the things you find when a boss and the subordinates are not relating well is that there's no communication. There's poor communication in that environment. When people are not engaging with each other, when they cannot speak to each other and exchange ideas with understanding, you understand what I'm saying. The boss understands what the subordinate is saying, and the subordinate understands the boss and appreciates what the boss or the subordinate is saying. If that doesn't exist, there can't be success. Permit me to just tell a little story that I will draw from the Bible. If you remember the Tower of Babel, for those of us who have read the Bible in some way, there's this story about the Tower of Babel. They were trying to build that tower and reach heaven to go and see what is in the heavens. And they were communicating well. They had one language. And that language, everybody could understand what they were saying. I could understand what Tosin was saying to me. Tosin could understand what Haruna was saying. And everybody was saying the same thing. And it was one whole family. And they kept going and going. And then God came down and looked and said, oh, if I leave this to continue this thing, they will definitely achieve their purpose. So even the Almighty God acknowledges so much that when we are speaking one language, when we are communicating effectively, that we can reach the heaven. And the heavens is the ultimate. That's the success we are talking about. That's the reputation we are looking at, the branding we are looking at. So when you attain heavens, you say the sky is your limit, So what did God do? He said, no, I don't even want these people to get to that place. So he said, okay, what I'll do is to give them diversity of languages. And it's in that diversity of languages that they never achieved the purpose of building the Tower of Babel. So when boss and the subordinates are not relating well, they cannot get to the heavens. It's not possible. And except organization checkmates that on time, then the organization is going to die. But where the organization does something about it, of course, the organization is not going to fail. Now, why would the boss prefer so naturally, as a boss, if your subordinate is communicating properly with you, you would prefer that subordinate. If you have two subordinates and one relates better with you in communication, you would definitely prefer that other subordinate that does well in relating with you. You give a subordinate a task and he comes back with the answer almost immediately, and even comes back even better than with more of the results than even what was assigned to him. The boss naturally just prefers that person for sustained performance, for reliability, for flexibility. The boss would prefer that person. So that's just what happens in the workplace. It is good to have a healthy boss or leadership relationship. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. That's a good one, especially you likening that relationship to that of the story in the Bible. And I don't know why I had to miss that out, that you are also a deaconess. And that's exactly what it has been. Thank you very much for that response. Our viewers at home, let's quickly go and run some commercials. And after this, we'll be right back. Please do not go away. We are coming back to you.
As a finance professional in a disrupted business landscape, what does it take to be in demand? What does it take to attract great paying international roles? If you're an ICAN member, it'll just take one exam. That's all it takes to complete the globally recognized CIMA professional qualification and the internationally respected CGMA designation. As a CIMA member and a CGMA designation holder, employers will look at you as a finance professional, constantly acquiring new skills to add value to the business. That's why they'll be willing to pay premium to hire and retain you. If you have 5 years of relevant experience and are an ICAN member, you can directly sit for the final exam of the CIMA Professional Qualification, the Strategic Case Study Exam. Start studying the CIMA Professional Qualification. Prepare to make an impact.
Welcome back to ICAN on Air. This is your program, and we have in house our guest for today, Dr. Mrs. Unjum Uma Onyeminam FCA, the Accountant General of Abia State, and also a member of the Governing Council of our Noble Institute. And she has been answering questions on the topic for today: why your boss prefers your colleague. So our audience, send in your questions. What are those questions you would want to ask our guests? What are those questions? What are those issues you are bothered with? And also tell a friend to tell a friend that today we are treating this particular topic, why your boss prefers your colleague. And they should join us on any of ICAN social media handle. Madam, let's move on her questions for today regarding the topic. Okay, so let's go this way. There is this strong opinion that there are secrets to having happy professional relationships with bosses. So we would like you to run our global viewers through some of the steps that could make bosses to sing praises of their subordinates or employees, either in the private sector or also in the public sector where you are currently at.
Okay. Thank you very much again. Some of the things that will make a boss sing one's praises, there are a lot. There are a lot. And these are very unique attributes, and not so many people have them. As much as there are a lot, many still do not have them. And anyone who is able to demonstrate these attributes will definitely always be the preferred one. I'll talk about work ethics. A boss would prefer to work with an individual who has strong work ethics. By work ethics is you being willing to put in more time, more effort into producing results. By work ethics, I mean values. What are the person's values? What are your virtues? All these things add to why a boss will prefer one to another. Someone with a very strong work ethic would know that they can be, you naturally know that you can rely on such people. So when people have professional work ethics, the boss will naturally prefer them. So again, qualifications and skill sets. Two people come into the workplace. They come with the same qualification, the same skill sets initially. And then one person keeps developing and adding more qualifications to themselves, adding more work ethics, more skill sets to themselves. Is not, and then they bring in these things that they are learning and developing themselves in. They bring it into their workplace. Definitely, the one who has tried to improve themselves better than the other, the employer will prefer such a person to the other, or the boss will prefer such one to his colleague. Positive attitude. When you have a positive attitude, it is very critical to success as one who is working. Your willingness to do new things, your willingness to take on new challenges, your positive attitude, your adjustment to issues that arise, smiling and being kind to others, practicing self-compassion, empathy, ready to help, ready to ensure that the organization is succeeding, is it's the positive attitude that I'm talking about. When you keep when someone has a consistent positive attitude, the person definitely will always be preferred above the next person who is not displaying that kind of attributes. I've talked about effective communication skills before now. So if you are able to keep communicating properly with your superior, you will always be the preferred person. Reliability and consistency. If I know I can call on anybody on a particular colleague at any time, and the colleague will respond, then I will definitely just defer to that colleague. My bosses can call me in the middle of the night. Probably that's when they have the time, and that's the time that they can actually speak to me. And I'm always ready. I'm always available. It's very important. Even now that we work from home, or sometimes you're off work, and you feel that, oh, because you're off work, nobody should reach out to you. You're not going to answer any work calls. That's not being reliable. That's not being consistent. So people who consistently produce the right results and are reliable will always be preferred at all times. People who are versatile, who adapt, and are flexible will always be preferred. I want to mention one more thing. There are so many things, like I said, but one more thing is a balance of the quotient skills. The quotient skills are a lot. There are four quotient skills that you must know. You must be able to have a mix, a set. These quotient skills, the set mix balance is important. We celebrate always intelligent quotients. Intelligent quotient for every professional accountant, those of us who have ICAN, is our ICAN. ICAN justifies the fact that we have intelligent quotients. Intelligent quotient is not enough to make you the preferred colleague. Intelligent quotient is one of it, but it's not enough. There are four measured quotients: the intelligent quotients, the social quotients, the adversity quotient, and the emotional quotients. That's what we always talk about: emotional intelligence. People will teach you a lot about emotional intelligence. You have already built up the technical skills of intelligence, the IQ, intelligence quotients. But do you remember there's an adversity quotient? How do you strive when it's tough, when the terrain is tough? Have you gone through hard terrains and have you survived? What are your attitudes? What attitudes do you bring to bear when it is hard? What is your social quotient? Many of our accountants, they just sit down in their workplace and they don't want anybody. They say their work should speak for them. How will your work speak for you if you don't celebrate your work? So these four quotients are very important. These four quotients are important for you to have a balance of them. When you say there are four, so four of them give you 100%. So it means that each one has 25%, 25%, 25%. It makes you a balanced individual. So if you think that you have intelligence quotient and you're scoring 25% in it, you haven't scored anything. You must be able to even have 10. The person who has 10% of everything will do better than the person who has 25% of one. So I leave us with these points because of the limited time we have. Thank you very
Even the
much.
ones you are leaving us with, they are actually loaded. They are actually loaded. Positive attitudes, reliability, and all you have mentioned about what we should do in order to be preferred by our bosses are actually what we should listen to. Fagbola, I have questions from the audience, and let's quickly go to the audience segment and pick some questions for our guest today. So, Fagbola Temitope Adeni, regular participant on this program. So he's asking, if your boss preferred you, what are the icing on the cake for you? If you prefer your boss, what are the likely accompanying challenges, if any? Let's quickly have that in a few seconds, madam.
Okay, the icing on the cake for you is that when there's a opportunity, for any opportunity that comes to advance you, your boss will always select you. That's what preference is. Preference means that when anything good is coming, you will be the one to get the ice on the cake. Ice means something beautiful, something good, something that makes everything look good. So when promotions come, when trainings come, when reasons to recommend someone, reference someone, you will be the preferred person. So that's the icing on the cake. When remunerations should be increased, when there are limited spaces for remuneration increases, you'll be the first to be thought about. Now, what are the challenges that may come with it? Yes, challenges that may come with it is that every time your boss will call you, you may not have enough holidays. You may have to always plan how to incorporate your boss into what you do. Those are the challenges that come with it. You may not have enough time to deliver. Short notices will come to you. Those are the challenges because that is what makes a leader. It's putting you into the realm of leadership on time, and leaders only work with short notices. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, madam. And that's a very good way to respond to that question. Let's take Fagbola's second question. Is saying, being a boss, either a male or female, just having a good working relationship, nothing attached outside official capacity. What impacts, either positive or negative, does that showcase within your colleagues, your superior, subordinate, and colleagues at work? Hello, madam.
The gender. So what are negative? So positive, irrespective of the gender, what are the positive impact? It builds your organization. It makes your organization more successful. When the boss and the subordinates are doing well, are working well, organizations will be able to achieve organizational goals, the strategic goals. Organizations will get to where they are going to. They will be able to pursue their visions, their mission, their core values without any strife, and they will even surpass it. And what challenges does it bring? Some for people, it doesn't really any healthy relationship doesn't bring challenges. It's only when people have negative, people are negatively oriented, or people who are not catching up, that could begin to mudsling that situation. And so the responsibility of those who are working well is to try to carry along the other people who are laggards, to help them, to give them the trainings, the relevant trainings that will bring them to page, set proper KPIs, set proper performance indices. So those who do not understand the healthy relationship, what the healthy relationship is bringing to bear for the organization, can begin to understand. And they keep investing in training, speaking to them, and trying to just carry them along based on what the human capital management system may provide for a healthy work relationship.
Yeah, yes. Thank you very much. Another question from Larry Olokun. I see you have answered this question in passing in another question, but maybe as a straight one for Larry Olokun's question. So he's saying, what untapped growth opportunities and skill sets should I explore to improve my performance and standing with my boss?
Okay, so the skill sets that you can, the opportunities, okay, you say untapped growth opportunities. So today, we talk a lot about technology. Technology is in town. People are, technology is the way there. So I don't know whether you've tapped into technology. If you haven't, it's high time to tap into it. Understand that digitalization has come to play on our workplace. In our workplace, technology is the in thing. You need to tap into that. Opportunities also include networking. Have you tapped into ICAN conferences? Have you tapped into ICAN MCPD? Have you tapped into mentorship, coaching opportunities? How do you appreciate people who have gone ahead of you, who are advancing and doing well? If you honor those ahead of you, you will definitely become someone who is honorable. And then I've also talked about the quotients. As an accountant, you have intelligence quotients, you have academic, that is about your academics, you're doing well academically. But have you tapped into emotional intelligence? Have you tapped into adversity intelligence? Have you tapped into social networking intelligence? All these are skills that you should build up. Have you tapped into the skills of versatility? Are you culturally fit in the environment you find yourself? Have you made yourself culturally fit? Other skills you should actually tap into that I didn't mention before are stress management. You should be able to balance yourself when you're stressed up. You should know what to do to ensure that stress doesn't come into your work life at all. You should give an atmosphere that shows that you understand the human organizational behavior that is required of you for the organization to actually be stable and grow.
Thank you very much, madam. Questions keep on coming in, and we have a lot of questions for you here today, but unfortunately, we don't have much time. Let me quickly take this from Esther Ndukuba, saying, congratulations once again, madam. My question is that for you not having any public sector experience before now, how will you carry out your new responsibility with your new position as the accountant general of Abia State government?
Thank you very much. How will I carry it out? Okay, so today is my day. I'm on my day 7, day 6 in my workplace, day 6. And I asked myself that question, but I know I was very confident. and very courageous that I had faced different challenges in life, in the workplace, in my professional life, and I know that I will succeed. If I have succeeded in the previous ones, I will definitely succeed. I have changed jobs a couple of times. I have launched into the challenge of joining the ICAN Council. I have launched into various challenges here and there all the time, and I have ended up being successful. Now I am doing the same kind of job that I have done in the private sector, in the public sector now. I am only Accountant General of Abia State, of one of the 36 states in the nation. I have always been Accountant General of my own company. It's just that the companies will not use the name Accountant General. Whoever is a CFO, wherever you are an Accountant General where you are. You are an Accountant General for that company that you sit in. So I want you to feel good about yourself. It's just a nomenclature. It is the same job I am doing here that I am doing there. The public sector accounts could be different from what we do in the private sector. In the private sector, I was reporting on insurance business. Today, I'm going to be reporting on public sector business. And ICAN has prepared me for that. Recall, we all did all kinds of specialized accounts when we were doing ICAN, and I have that primary knowledge. I'm not going to be the one preparing the accounts anyway. I have a lot of people in my background there with me that will do all the technicalities involved. It doesn't mean that if I'm put to test to do that, I won't be able to do that because I also have the technical skills. What I'm doing is coordinating the team. What I'm doing is providing strategic vision for financial management, making sure that we are able to serve the people to bring on board my financial skills, my financial strategy vision, building up, making sure that there is a stable financial management within the system, and ensuring that the financial strategic goals that will make the state successful, that I'm able to drive those things, collaborate the finance team, and the rest of the team, trying to make sure that the state is successful. I have done this over and over again. I have been able to present reports that people understand. I'm an excellent communicator. I am an organizer. I am a collaborator. I know what it means for the team to succeed. These are the things, is leadership I'm bringing on board. Leadership is the same. In the insurance industry, I have been the leader. I have been CFO of the CFOs over time. I have been the chairman of the accounting technical committee of the insurance industry for a while. And I have done this over the years. I've been in the EXCO team and have managed relating with accountants and also with the board. At the Nigeria Insurance Association level, I report for the finance subcommittee. So I have found myself exposed to similar situations. And the private sector, we all know in Nigeria, has thrived better than the public sector. All they need now is for many of us from the private sector to join that place and bring into the public sector the learnings, the developments, the exposures, the experiences
Exactly.
that we have attained in the private sector. That is what we need in that place. Really, I can tell you, by my 6th day, I've been having commendations. Even when the people think that before I came, some people actually thought, oh, why is this happening? They had resentments to it. Some of those people are already saying, oh, this is super. Oh, private sector is doing things differently. Things are really, really different there. So don't worry. It is our job. It's the job of those who know to go to where they do not know and help them to build up. It's Nigeria we're trying to build up. We're trying to build up our nation. The states need us. Anyone that can join, who has an opportunity to join, do not relent. Let me tell you, it's not about what I'm doing now. It's not about going there to make money. No, it's about going to impact values. It's about going to shape our nation. If we say our nation needs improvement, who is going to improve it when the opportunities come? So anytime opportunity comes your way knocking, please do not say no. Do not say no. Go, and you will not regret going. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, our guest for today. I think that question for me and to you almost looks like, why should I employ you? Because it actually opened the window for you to tell us all about what you have been able to do in the private sector. And but just that we are not just employing you again, you have already been employed as the accountant general, and we can only say congratulations and congratulations once again. Keep the flag flying in her behalf state.
Thank you.
Our time is fast spent, and we need to quickly close on the program. So finally, madam, let me give you this question. Finally, while the entire ICAN family congratulates you and wish you success in your public service to the good people of Abia State, ICAN is always open to ideas that would positively advance the growth of our members, the accountancy profession, and the Nigerian business environment at large. So what is your advice or suggestion to ICAN on continuous training and filling of knowledge gaps that would further equip and sharpen the skills of our members as better employers and employees in both private and public sector? In a minute.
Okay, ICAN is already doing some of those things that you have to, that you want me to say. Embracing technology. ICAN has to keep embracing technology and impacting the knowledge technology to its members and digital skills. ICAN has to always provide an avenue where the members collaborate and network all the time. ICAN is doing it, and they can keep doing more and more just to ensure and announce it so that people will know, advertise what they are doing so that their members can come and enjoy these things that ICAN provides for them. Evaluate and assess training effectiveness. So this is ICAN on the air. ICAN should be able to, for example, ICAN on the air, they should be able to evaluate how effective these forums are, get feedback from members for the activities and the things that they are doing, that ICAN is doing, and then backs are. They can build on improving areas of improvement that the feedback suggests for ICAN. ICAN just needs to sustain its pace. It shouldn't do anything less, but should keep improving and doing more and more and more. That's what I say to ICAN to do. Assess what is going on in the industry, compare themselves with other professional bodies that are also doing very well, check what they are doing and try to key into that internationally, globally, make sure that we deploy international and global standards in projecting our institute in such a way that our institute is well recognized. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, madam. It's been wonderful session with you. And that's our guest for today, Dr. Mrs. Unjum Uma Oyeminam, FCA, the Accountant General of Abia State. Thank you so much for coming on the show today and sharing your wealth of experience with us. And on behalf of the producers of this program and editorial team and our viewers at large, we appreciate your time and effort. And we hope that maybe sometimes in the future, we'll also call you back again on the show to share your experience in the public service. Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you, Tosin. And thank you, professional colleagues. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ICAN. Up ICAN, up SWAN, up ICAN, women of integrity.
Thank you very much, madam, for having you once again. Before we close the show for today, let's quickly take some announcements. By June 14 to 15 of the year 2023, there will be an MCPD program in manufacturing sector, and that will be a virtual engagement. The cost is 20,000 naira, and as you also know, it attracts MCPD credit hours. Let's quickly make our payments for the program. It's coming up next week. Also, we have another MCPD program, and that will be an hybrid program. It's coming up between June 19 and 23 of this year, physically in Ebute Metta and also virtually. Like I mentioned, it's an hybrid program, and it attracts 30 hours of MCPD. Ladies and gentlemen, our professional colleagues, and that is the show for today, ICAN on Air. And this program comes on every Thursday of the week between the hours of 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Dear professional colleagues, you agree with me that today's program has been excellent, it's been wonderful, and it's highly educating and instructive. Till I come your way again with another guest and another topical issue, Please stay safe and sound. And on behalf of the editorial team and the producers, I'm Tosin Akinwumi, FCA, saying thank you for watching and bye for now.